Hey, my name's James Nicholson, and if you're watching this video, you want to know what you need to know about the recovery loan scheme and the impact it's going to have on your business. Well, thank you for watching this channel, and I'm going to assume something. I'm going to assume that if you're looking for that sort of information, that you're a coach, a consultant, a business owner, entrepreneur, or a startup business. Now, very quickly before I dive into this content, please give me a subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification. This channel covers business funding and business growth through marketing, and I've got tons of videos, in fact hundreds of videos, to help you get exactly that result. And let me know who you are in the comments. I want to get to know you guys a little bit more in our community, so do comment below and let me know all about your business. Now, what do you need to know about the recovery loan scheme? Well, first we need to talk about something else. First, what we need to talk about is what this replaces. And maybe you were aware, or maybe you took one of the initial schemes that help businesses in these uncertain times. And so one of those schemes was called the CBILS loans, right? The CBILS loans. And the CBILS loans were for bigger businesses, and the loans were from 25 grand up to many millions of pounds that people could take. Now, that was a great scheme, and the government backed some of that loan. Around 80% of the loan was backed by the government. Because they only backed 80%, it meant that the banks were a little bit more hesitant to lend, and so they looked into your business that little bit more. You got a microscope checking you out and checking you were a good, viable business. And so that was really, really important, right? And that's helped millions of business owners survive in the UK. Now, the more common scheme that was what most people used was called the bounce back loan scheme, right? And so the bounce back loan scheme was for smaller businesses, and they lent from £2,000 up to £50,000. Now, that scheme was the best scheme that they've ever had in UK history. And the reason for that was because it was very fast to get the money. A lot of my business accelerator students, they went into their internet banking in the evening and had the money the next morning when they applied, right? Which is crazy. The government backed 100% of the loan. So if your business failed or didn't continue for some reason, the bank would get all the money back, meaning that's why they lent very, very fast on this loan scheme, right? The interest rate was very cheap, and the loans were over 10 years at 2.5% interest, which was bonkers cheap. Now, the CBILS and the bounce back loan scheme ended on the 31st of March 2021, and they've been replaced with the recovery loan scheme. So what do you need to know about this scheme? Because this is what you're here for, and this is what you want to probably borrow money with. Well, this scheme is actually going to be more like the CBILS loan scheme, right? And so what I mean by that is the money is going to be a little harder to get, but it's not going to be impossible. In fact, it's going to be way easier than any business loan that you may have ever had in your business history. And so what I want you to understand is, prior to applying for this, you need to get stuff organized, because with the bounce back loans, you didn't need to. You could just say, my turnover is this. They didn't really check much in most instances, and they just lent the money fast out to people, because those were to get people to survive. Now, these loans, less people will be getting them, and these loans are to help people recover, to get back to normality now. And so they're going to be looking at you a little bit more detailed. So first and foremost, get these things in place. I would go to Companies House and check you've got your annual return in. It's a simple thing that you do every year. And I didn't have mine up to date when I applied for my bounce back loan. In fact, it was out of date by about a week. And so they wouldn't lend me the bounce back loan money until I sorted it. And then when it got sorted, the money got in my bank account very, very fast. So get your annual return in place. Next, get your accounts up to date. If you've got historic accounts you need to do, get them in, get them organized. Even if you've lost money, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? You can be a loss-making business here, but you need all your paperwork up to date. So get all of your accounts up to date with Companies House, submit all that stuff, and then if you've got accounts that are coming due in the next few months, start getting your monthly accounts in place as well. So look at getting your accounts up to date until last month, because the more information you have, the better. right? Now, how much money can you borrow with the recovery loan scheme? Well, they're bigger amounts this time. And so the amounts are from 25 grand up to 10 million. So they're big, lumpy bits of money to actually finally get you back on track in business. And so those are significant amounts of money, but you can borrow it at a very cheap rate. It's 6%, which is the headline rate, but some people may pay more, but they're looking to try and get people around a 6% interest rate, right? Which is pretty good, right? And so these loans are really going to help people get back on track. So the pros are fast money again, right? Your business doesn't need to be profitable, which is important. No one would lend you money prior to all of this if you weren't profitable. So that's another pro here to look at. Cons, got to pay it back, right? You do have to pay it back. And the other cons are they're going to be a little bit more picky this time round. So you need to be a little bit more organized. You need to get your accounts in place. You need to show like that your business is going to be good going forward. So one thing that I also suggest that you do is that you get a business plan in place. Forecast what you expect to do the rest of this year, next year, and the year after. Because the more information they can see, the easier it is for them to understand that your business is viable going forward. And that's the key here, that it's viable going forward. Right? It doesn't have to be viable today. It doesn't have to suddenly make profit in the next week, month, year. But it does at some point need to, with help and the recovery loan scheme, be able to make sure that it's definitely going to make profit. And so putting in a plan before you submit an application will mean that you're way more likely to get that, right? Now, quickly, if you're watching this video still at this point and you didn't already earlier, make sure you like this video, because that really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. So please just quickly hit the like button and turn it blue. You can do that on a mobile or a desktop, doesn't matter, but it means a lot to me, guys. It really helps me with this content, right? And I want to do this because I'm not charging you for this. I'm doing this because I genuinely want to help people like you guys. And so other things that you could consider, and good news is that if you had a bounce back loan, you can get the recovery loan scheme. That's amazing, right? You can get a second loan. Not something that happens very often, right? Not something that happens very often. You can get a loan on top of your loan, and that's really important to do. Now, it's there's lots of new information constantly coming out on this recovery loan scheme, and this channel talks about all of that stuff. So each and every week, I make new content. And in fact, at the moment, it's daily on these recovery loan schemes. I've got videos about each of the lenders. I've got what to do if you get rejected or declined. So do go and check out all of the other content on this page. And before you leave, if you didn't subscribe and hit the bell, and one last thing is I want to give you a free gift. Look, times have been hard, and I know that we need to get you guys back on track. And the most important thing you need to do is learn marketing. Right, you need to get and keep customers. And I've developed a methodology called the Business Accelerator methodology. And so I've written a book, you can see it on the screen now, and I want to give you a free copy of that book. And to get that, if you click on the description of the video, there's a link in there where you can grab a free copy of my new book, Expert Mastery. That's going to show you my Business Accelerator methodology and how to use that to get and keep customers in any industry. If you want to learn Facebook ads, you actually need the methodology to make sure they actually freaking work. Same with Google ads, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the methodology of turning them into a buyer, what most people are missing. And this book covers that, and I want to give you a free copy. So click on the link below, grab your free copy, and we'll ship that out to you. And at the end of this video will be some suggested videos. One of them is going to be around 5 steps to getting and keeping customers. And I really want you to watch that. So I want you to pick that one as the one that you watch, because that video is going to set you up. There's nothing for sale in the video. It's pure content of value, but it'll be around here somewhere in a minute. And go and click on that now and watch that. Anyway, I've been James Nicholson. Stay blessed. Look after yourself, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.